So a few days ago I've cleaned out my room and then I discovered this little old guy. It's an iPhone 4S from the year 2011 and was the last iPhone which was introduced by Steve Jobs. And I had this crazy idea, why not see if it works and then try to take some pictures with it. So that's what we're gonna do today. It's right around sunset, so in an hour I think. And yeah, I'm gonna put on the GoPro so you can see what I'm doing, and then in the end I will also show you the results and my opinion if it's still possible to take some great images 10 years after the release. So yeah, come with me. So now also an official hello, my name is Nico, aka Trueniko, and I do photography on Instagram and here videos on YouTube about photography and videography. So here's this beautiful iPhone and I don't know, it looks very different and I have to get used to it. So it's a little bit buggy, but we'll do it. So we have some nice sunshine here. So let's see if we can get this working. Maybe I turn on HDR mode and then let's see if we get some great captures. That's a tricky shot I'm trying to get. It's against the light here, and usually I will do this with my normal camera and it would work perfectly, but now it's a little bit hard for the iPhone, but we still gonna try. Make it a little bit lower. We can maybe get this, but yeah, it's definitely hard with this phone, but it's okay. I mean, we want to challenge it and see how far it can get, because I think I used it last time in 2015 I guess, and since then I never touched it, and back then photos were not my hobby. And also, like a second thing, maybe that's worth saying, I barely take pictures with a phone anyway. I usually always carry my camera with me, so maybe if I'm not taking the best pictures, just be reminded of that. Let's see. Looks pretty actually. There's a debate about gear on the internet, and I think it's worth mentioning that sometimes gear is very important. I mean, if you're doing client shoots or if you're doing things especially with a purpose, so I don't know, if you use a tele lens, you obviously need the equipment for this and it's usually more expensive. But if you're doing like basic stuff or basic photos, the gear is really not always the most important thing. So yeah, that's my take on it. So therefore I'm challenging myself to see how far I can get with 8 megapixels from 2011. Okay, so I hope you can see everything, but yeah, I'm pretty enjoying this. Feel free to comment down below which was your first phone and if you used it to take pictures like you do today. So let's see, it's actually pretty cool. I don't like the graffiti there, but it's okay. So the light is still relatively sharp or harsh, but it's okay. I think 1 hour and then we're at golden hour. So far I'm actually very happy with this. I mean, obviously on the phone it looks pretty good from the results, but let's see when we get home later. And maybe, I don't know, we should try to film something. So let's do a B-roll sequence with the phone now. So yeah, I'm going to press record and see you in a second. This location is also very clean, so minimalistic here. Let's see if it helps us with the pictures. I mean, obviously, as a photographer, you can always make your pictures stand out if you're right there in the right moment, but it's not always the case. So gear can obviously help. If you have a more expensive camera, usually you can bump up the ISO when it's very dark, and my camera obviously fails at this one and my other. But let's see, maybe we get a reflection here of the TV tower in the water. It's also a tip when you're starting off to just use everything you have around. So for example, water to get a reflection, or buildings to frame, because then it's much easier to get a good picture without relying on the perfect things. Because obviously you just stay there, take a picture of this TV tower, it's nothing special. But I don't know, if you have a wide lens, obviously you can frame it here with the water, or obviously you know what I mean. Sometimes I talk nonsense. I think I'm gonna end the photo shoot here, but let's get home and look at the pictures and maybe edit some of them JPEGs and see how the quality is. So see you at home. I just got home and I also looked over the pictures and edited some of them, and I gotta say I'm really impressed. So obviously the quality is not outstanding, but still what I have achieved today with this phone is way beyond my expectations. So I have some pictures here on my iPad, and let's see what we've got. The first picture I edited was the one with the green stuff in the bottom, and then also with the building and the sun in the back. And what I really liked about this when I edited the picture, it's a JPEG obviously, but I still was able to get a lot of details out of the shadows here in Lightroom. So I was really impressed how much detail the picture still contained, and I'm really happy. I just noticed a little bit with the colors. So we have some pink tones, way too many that I liked, but I tried to go down with the temperature and also with the colors, but it didn't work as accurate as I'm normally used to. But I'm still very happy with this shot. And then the next one is I have two edits. So the first is the normal color edit, and it's perfect. I mean, it's the shot I would usually take with my camera, and obviously not everything is perfect in the shot, and we have a lot of noise in it, but when you zoom out, it's a perfect image, and I could actually post this to Instagram and I will be very happy with it. And the other edit with the same picture is the black and white edit, and also I really like the tones, and it's very minimalistic obviously, but it's even better black and white, because then you can say that the noise is actually some grain you added to the picture, and I'm very happy. And then the next one is the one against the sun. So what I noticed immediately here, that obviously in the sky we have a lot of noise, even though I applied some noise reduction on it, but overall the general stuff is very great, and we have some nice shadow of this light pole here, and I think it's a still very good picture, even though we got a lot of noise. And then the last picture, I actually didn't film this scene because I was already walking to a train station, and I just saw that the sun was around the corner there. So I took this picture, and also very impressed by that. Even though we photographed against the sun, I was able to bring back some details here from the shadows, and you obviously can see in the back there's some people, and it's a very noisy picture, but I'm still very happy with this, and it's really impressive what this little phone can do. So now the conclusion: is it possible to use an iPhone 4S to take pictures in 2021? And I would say yes, it is possible, and I'm very impressed by this little phone and how old it is, and also what the camera can still do. But obviously if you're doing photography, nowadays you don't need this phone. You obviously have a newer phone usually
or a newer camera which can do much more than this phone. For me it was very interesting to see that I can get a lot of the pictures I take with this little guy that I used to carry every day, because now I have a different phone. But it's really great to see what we can achieve, and I think for people who are getting into photography and who want to try it, it's really okay to just try using your phone and the things you have already on you, because photos are about the perspectives, the editing, the lighting, and not always about the gear. Obviously for certain shots you need the gear, but to start off it's really fine to just use a device like this, and I'm very impressed. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Leave your opinion down below and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!